undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, the defense wants the murder charges against Tory Jr. thrown out.
Plus, Kankatanita has the latest from last night's public hearing on Bill 4.
And the island is seeing a positive impact from the increase in tourism. Isa Baza with that story.
Happening and good evening.
Thanks.
I'm Crystal Paco.
I'm Nick Delgado, sitting in for Brian Jace, who's on special assignment tonight. Well, a lack of evidence. It's the day before the defense calls its witnesses to testify in the Tory Jr. murder trial, but insufficient evidence apparently has Tory's attorney calling for the court to throw out some major charges. The defense's motion for judgment of acquittal was filed in the Superior Court of Guam Tuesday morning. Here's Tory Jr.'s attorney Jay Arreola giving the court a heads up before trial recessed on Monday.
Our position is the government has failed to prove a beyond a reasonable doubt each and every element of each and every crime charge. We would respectfully submit, Your Honor.
Attorney Arreola argues the prosecution failed to provide sufficient evidence for a jury to convict Tory of murder and aggravated assault as a second-degree felony.
The concern of the court is the first charge, all right, on the issue of the definition of recklessness, more specifically the differentiation between the murder charge on the first charge and the negligence on the second charge, and whether or not a jury from the evidence would be able to sustain a conviction on the element of extreme indifference to human.
According to court documents filed by Arreola, there is no evidence that Tory acted in, quote, awareness of a substantial risk that the circumstances exist to cause Officer Albert Piolo's death or that his conduct caused Piolo's death. Arreola's brief citing the 911 recording where Tory could faintly be heard telling the operator yes when asked if Piolo shot himself. He also brings up the police body cam footage where Tory Jr. said, quote, never pointed it at him. Arreola also contends the prosecution's evidence confirmed Tory's prints were not on the murder weapon and no gun residue could be found on his hands, body, or clothing. He has the body cam video and Lieutenant Mark Tory's testimony showed the father and son were only attempting to save Piolo's life. But Chief Prosecutor Phil Tidinko filed his response immediately afterward, opposing the motion to dismiss the murder and aggravated assault charges. Tidinko's arguments include that Tory Jr. knew how to safely handle a gun and should not have one while intoxicated. Additionally, he contends Tory pulled his concealed large caliber gun out of his holster, preloaded the rounds, racked the gun to make sure it would fire, and pressed it against or placed it at least 3 inches from Piolo's chest, blindsiding Piolo before opening fire. Piolo, he argues, experienced an agonizing and painful death. Tidinko countered Arreola's motion, stating there is sufficient evidence for a jury to charge Tory with murder. Judge Berdalio will respond to the briefs filed by both parties when trial resumes Wednesday morning.
It was on Monday a 17th victim filed suit in the District Court of Guam and one of his alleged molesters living north in Sipan. In a press release from the Diocese of Chalancanoa on Tuesday, Bishop Brian Jimenez states he received the news with great sadness and asked for prayers for both the alleged victim and the accused. Court documents state Melvin Duenas was a young altar boy serving at St. Joseph Parish in Inarajan when he was raped nightly by then priest Tomas Camacho as well as Father Louis Brouillard. Camacho later became bishop of the Diocese of Chalancanoa and retired. Due to the ongoing litigation, no further comment can be made on the matter. Quote, we will give our full cooperation with civil authorities. In addition, Bishop Brian says 3 years ago, their archdiocese started trainings and workshops for the protection of children and young people, and trainings will continue for all. A holy hour is scheduled in the NMI for all parishes to pray together. To read his statement in its entirety, visit our website. Social media, most of us are on it almost all too often, but take a look at this next story. One shop owner is using sites like Facebook to report yet another theft at his store and hoping his followers this time can help catch the thief.
If a picture says 1,000 words.
We didn't know who they were, but we caught them on tape.
David Macapinlac is the chief nerd at MacTech KUAM, a shop specializing in electronics, video games, gadgets, Mac computers, Apple devices, and general nerd stuff. Unfortunately, some patrons leave without paying, like these culprits here. After reporting the thefts to police, Macapinlac shared the video on the store's social media pages. The response was overwhelming.
I feel that it was very important that I did that because we had like 600 to 700 shares on Facebook and Instagram, and actually 5 different businesses came out to say the same story and say that, hey, these are the same guys. So I found that that was very helpful. We helped get some leads on who those people are. So we turned over all that information to the GPD.
The videos resulted in the arrest of Jay Gaza and Kyle Pablo, who were tied to a string of retail thefts that ultimately led police to the largest prescription drug bust in the island's history. Just weeks later, however, the shop fell victim to theft again. Macapinlac hopes social media will help save the day.
It's a little bit tough because as a business owner, you know, we want to protect our employees, want to make sure that we don't encourage theft or anything like that, but then we don't even know what's happening on the process with the investigation.
No arrests have been made to date. If you have any information on this case, you are urged to call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP.
Well, a 34-year-old man is under arrest accused of raping a teenage girl. Court documents state the victim showed her mother the hickeys. The victim showed her mother the hickeys on her neck. It was when the victim's mother confronted the man that he then ran away. He was later questioned by police. The girl, only 14 years old, detailed at least 2 incidents where the suspect allegedly forced himself onto her. In one instance, she tried to push him off, and another time she told investigators the suspect was drunk and sleeping on the couch when he ripped her clothes off, again forcing himself onto her. The suspect, Fritz Hartman, is charged with second-degree criminal sexual conduct. He was booked and confined. Well, prestigious moments at Adelup as 2 top members of the Guam Fire Department are awarded the professional designation of Chief Fire Officer. GFD Fire Chief Joey Snickles and Fire Marshal Joey Manabusan were joined by Governor Calvo, Lieutenant Governor Tenorio, and Senator Luis Muñoz during the presentation. The Commission on Professional Credentialing, which includes individuals from federal and local governments as well as emergency medical professionals, made it official last December, recognizing the pair for their hard work as firefighters.
We truly strive to serve and to provide the best services for our community. And this is really big to have all this and continue to provide better services for our community.
The pair is among only 1,200 others to receive this designation worldwide.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM news than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on. And to the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I've got just the one for you.
We opened our online store, upgraded our website, and increased our call center to better serve customers.
Yeah! What do you think?
solid.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itanu program to generously supporting our local charity, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidus Maasi Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back. Slashing the pay for top elected officials. It's no secret the past couple of legislatures have introduced more than a dozen bills dealing with salaries and raises for elected and appointed officials. And that's apparently not stopping the masses from coming out and voicing their opinion on the latest proposal.
Ken Gitaniza has a look at what turned into a 5-hour discussion during Monday's public hearing on Bill 4.
Senator Frank Uggan Jr. says it's been one of the most polarizing issues over the past 2 years.
It's time that we as public servants respond to the concerns and the issues of our people.
His Bill 4 is the first proposal this term to address raises for elected officials. In this case, his measure would reduce the salaries for the governor, lieutenant governor, and senators. Guamanians for Fair Government Chairman Andre Bainum says this bill is the best chance of finally getting something passed and signed into law.
My school, again, has been, protested to, and they didn't even put the RFP out, and it was protested the same day. We don't have Xerox allotment in our school. No more paper, sir. We got a lot of problems on this island, but we need to put this behind so we can put our trust in you guys again. That's what this has been all about. It's not about the money.
And while none of their salaries would be affected by Bill 4, dozens of members of the administration came out in packs against the proposal. Port GM Joanne Brown served 6 terms as a senator. She says they need to stop trying to tear down and diminish the position, but instead invest and build.
At the end of the day, we're quarreling about a few pennies on the table and thinking look at all this time and effort because we think we're really going to make a big impact to the lives of the people of Guam. And at the end of the day, we're not. Cut your salaries to nothing. You think that's going to change the realities in government? It's not. Maybe it'll make you feel good because you sacrificed.
DOA Director Christine Boleto says Bill 4 goes against the compensation set by an independent third party who evaluated the merits of the positions and determined the appropriate pay for them. St. Nicholas, however, questioned Boleto, saying these raises were actually adjusted by DOA to reflect the amount they wanted to compensate.
Do you have documentations to prove that?
I do. I did not bring it with me.
I would be interested in seeing that because that's not the information that was presented
with
to
all
me.
due respect, it's not my job to prove to you. It's your job to prove to the committee.
Well, if you're
and so if you could please demonstrate by providing the documentation.
Right, but you're making statements that are questioning the integrity of our people by saying that we're the ones that are making those decisions absent the independent consultant's recommendations.
I'm not making any accusations. I was here during the last go around that we did this, and the Department of Administration, when they provided the actual Hay study, the amounts were not consistent.
Meanwhile, Police Chief J.I. Cruz questioned whether Bill 4 was good policy or just great politics.
Does it make sense that a bill writer or a chief of staff for a senator to make more than the senator that he or she works for? To me, that makes no practical sense.
He says what makes sense is actually investing in these high-level positions. St. Nicholas, who has his own Bill 11 to roll back raises, questioned Cruz, saying the savings of $47,000 a month realized through Bill 4 could actually be used to pay for a pair of new police officers.
We could use $47,000. Anybody could use $47,000. But I'd rather save the $47,000 per month, invest it in all of you, invest it in us, invest it in the governor, lieutenant governor, and get me bills like 33163 that's going to give me 40 police officers per year over the next 5 years. How about that savings?
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Thanks, Ken. Just as the Committee on Health begins to host public meetings on Bill 3 regarding the most economical healthcare insurance proposal for Guam, the Guam Regional Medical City is giving input that may help address over $5 million worth of unpaid claims. GRMC Corporate Affairs Director Eric Plinsky says they're concerned that one of the health plan's bidders has not placed GRMC in its provider network.
About this. And that's what we're asking, that either legislatively or the negotiating team require that in order to bid or to qualify to bid on the contract, you must have all the local hospitals that would include GRMC in your provider network, so that the members are not at risk of getting the bills placed in their lap rather than the health plan, paying for that. We've been holding these bills. We know. We in hopes that we can still work something out with Take Care and not have to send those over to the patients.
Plinsky adds, while GRMC is both certified and accredited, he says Take Care has indicated the private hospital's rates may be too expensive. He doesn't believe this logic because other health insurance companies have negotiated reasonable rates with the GRMC. While refraining to go into further detail, Take Care President Jeffrey Larson tells KUAM the information being shared by GRMC doesn't synchronize with the data and the amounts being reported. He says Take Care has a dialogue with GRMC about a partnership, adding it will continue until they reach some agreement.
A public hearing is set for tomorrow evening on legislation to legalize recreational marijuana. Bill 8, otherwise known as the Cannabis Control Act, was proposed by Governor DeCalvo earlier this year in light of issues over the recently enacted medicinal marijuana law. Among those set to testify is Grassroots Guam, which supports the decriminalization of cannabis for personal use for adults 21 years of age and older. Meanwhile, students from Simon Sanchez recently conducted a poll on the topic. Out of over 1,000 residents over the age of 21, when asked whether they agree with the legalization of marijuana for recreational use, 40% or 416 people said yes, and 60% or 632 people said no. For those against, 30% said it sends a bad message to our youth about drugs. 23% said it's addictive. 21% said more public education needs to take place first. 19% said crime would increase on Guam, and 7% gave religious objections. The public hearing is set for Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at the Guam Legislature.
Well, it's the island's top industry, from water sports and attractions to food to retail. Increased tourism arrivals are having a rather positive impact for local businesses.
Isa Baza has more.
A record-breaking January and record-breaking 2016. These are the numbers boasted by the Guam Visitors Bureau. And while the island saw more than 1.5 million visitors over the past 12 months, it's local businesses like Kix Hawaii Guam that are raking in the cash. Manager John Maliza.
So far, the beginning of the year has been pretty good. We've been seeing an increase of Korean tourists as well as Chinese, with the Chinese New Year just passing.
Maliza said Korean visitors in particular are good for business.
They usually like to purchase in big amounts of stuff. So like with our shop, the family would buy maybe about like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes versus, like the other tourist demographics where they just buy a single pair.
He's also noticed increases in other markets.
I know there was a slight downfall on the Russian tourists here on island, but we've slowly been seeing them come in just maybe towards the end of December.
Manager Chris Cabuso from the nearby restaurant Beach and Shrimp shared these sentiments, saying 2016 was the company's best year so far.
We have increased our sales. January is the definite higher sales we have for this year, and then it's still growing.
Increased arrivals has also affected businesses in southern Guam, including Fisheye Marine Park, which has seen an increase over the past 6 months in tourists from both Korea and China.
The last month, of course, it's being the Chinese and Korean New Year, the Lunar New Year, that normally gives an impact. We saw a lot of Koreans, but I didn't see a lot of Chinese. I think they're being diverted to Sipan now. I mean, that's the hearsay anyway.
Fisheye Marine Park Assistant Manager Marianne Weymouth said although the Japan market is down, other markets have made up for the loss, boosting sales and the economy.
Most of your regular staff, which is the backbone of the company, are actually all locals, local employees. Of course, our upper management, most of them are Japanese. However, they're already local Japanese.
And while tourism may be doing well, GVB General Manager Nate DeKnight said challenges are ahead.
At the same time, what we're running into this tremendous growth is a lack of hotel room inventory, especially during that peak season. So that's something that we have to look at and continue to work with Gita and our other partners.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
And good news for students at Agata Johnston Middle School after an active case of tuberculosis was identified at the school last month. Testing of approximately 61 students and employees has finally been completed. According to the Department of Public Health and Social Services Tuberculosis Program Manager Gloria Mendiola, no positive cases resulted from the testing. Meanwhile, the individual with the active case of TB will undergo treatment and must comply with the standards from DPHSS before returning to school. A successful pilot advanced placement program at Ocean View Middle School may go up for permanent adoption. GEB Vice Chair Maria Gutierrez said she was impressed at the progress the program has made and its impact on student success. However, she's concerned that issues with the transition to high school placement may detract from the program's effectiveness.
Because I was part of the... You're saying that some of the students, when they leave Ocean View that had taken AP, when they get to Southern High School, they're not placed in the right course. So that's an issue. That's a very big issue here.
That's what I call a good problem. It's a problem, but it's a really good problem that we're experiencing. That the writer coming from.
Gutierrez said GEB and DOE will look into ways to improve the process, and the program will likely go up for permanent adoption at the next regular board meeting scheduled for February 21st.
Well, many of you may remember this. It was the largest cultural event in the Pacific happening in Guam last May, and nearly 7 months after the completion of the Festival Pacific Arts, a financial audit conducted by the Office of Public Accountability is finally underway. Audit Supervisor Rodolyn Gerardo confirmed the OPA met with FestPac officials in the latter part of January, and the financial review started late last month. Now, this isn't the first time the OPA has examined FestPac finances. A pre-audit conducted last year identified procurement violations, shortfalls, and other concerns. Gerardo said it is unclear when the latest audit will be complete.
Coming up is sports. Chris Barnett previews Preva How.
Yeah.
The strongest teams have the strongest fans. We're committed to keeping you close, even when you're not. GTA Strong.
Ram has won countless awards, including Four-Wheeler Pickup Truck of the Year and Heavy-Duty Pickup Truck of Texas 3 years running. We have best-in-class torque and 31,210 pounds towing, along with an exceptionally smooth ride. So, what does all this award-winning engineering add up to? Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
Only Pizza Hut lets you surround your favorite pizza with greatness. Get the one and only stuffed crust pizza for just $18.99 with one topping. At that price, it's irresistible. Get yours today, only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
This is what precision sounds like. Sound dampening technologies like triple door seals that help keep outside noise out.
Talk about getting out of a tight spot.
Introducing the midsize pickup only GMC could build.
In more ways than one.
Canyon from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade.
Get 5,000 cash back on select 2016 GMC Canyon vehicles in stock. Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Today, Guam, happy Valentine's Day on you. Let's kick off the sports show with a little news from Prema. Jose Ramirez is fired up and ready to prove himself again. After going 5-1 as an amateur in the Prema House circuit, Ramirez has struggled as a pro, going 1-2. Now, the promising young fighter finds himself in between gyms. He's on the outs with his former gym, Spike 22 Steel Athletics. And after his original opponent, Ryan Tovas, dropped out of this Friday's main event, Ramirez will find himself going toe-to-toe against a familiar face, former training partner, Pijo Camacho.
We were at the gas station. I told him, man, hey, we're just going to bring a fight, you know. We both love to scrap, and this is what we do best. And this is what I love to do. I'm going to make it a lifestyle, and this is what I hope to pursue, is to make it to the UFC, and nobody's going to be in my way. Win or learn, I'm still going to be there, still coming back. I'm going to make a comeback. It doesn't matter.
Ramirez says his ground game has been helped by open mat work at Carlson Gracie, but it's his stand-up that he's been focusing on. This could signal a change for Ramirez, since it was his hands that helped him become a winner on the amateur circuit. So don't expect a grappling match come fight night Friday at the Sheraton.
Come fight night, man, I expect Pijo to stand in the pocket and bang it out with me. Everybody's going to see a different fighter. I've been training so hard for this fight. Frank Meno, he gave me my loss in PXC, and, man, I'm coming for you, bro. This is going to be a tough fight for Pijo, but Frank, you're the guy I'm ultimately looking forward to fighting.
First things first, though, Ramirez will have to get through Pijo Camacho, the fan favorite and former sparring partner of Ramirez. The two know a lot about each other's habits, rhythm, timing, and fight styles, so expect an evenly matched fight, especially since both fighters are trying to get back on the winning track.
Expect nothing but the best of me. Come fight night. Be there Friday.
Prema! Going down Friday at the Sheraton with more than 10 fights, so be there as Guam's top amateur fighters get ready to prove themselves. Guam International Raceway Drag Strip was the spot to be if you're into cars, trucks, bikes, music, drag racing, and drifting. Battle Showcase Guam 2017, the pre-show for its collaborative event with Illis Brand Clothing Slam Society Guam, which makes its return later this year. Upshift Entertainment and Slam Society Guam do their part in keeping the car show scene on island up and running. Battle Showcase 2017, a lifestyle festival that highlighted competition in auto customization, urban arts, racing, and motorsports. Chow, yes, provided by Lynn's Barbecue, and they had the grill fired up and going with their specialty barbecue sticks and ribs. The smell was definitely in the air. Who getting hungry? Hooked and Cooked. Tinactac Game Strong also posted up at the event, looking for hungry onlookers. Hafaloha Shave Ice kept the kids cool when the sun was out whipping it up with all of their signature flavors. Guest judge Ryan Rywire Basseri, two-time SEMA Show Top 10 Battle of the Builders finalist, judged the bike show. Drag racers and drifters wowed the crowd later in the day. Vendor displays included AK Toyota, Proline, Car Audio Image, Napa Auto Parts, Vape Junction, Maulik Auto Detailing, Prestige Auto, and more displaying their products. Full photo and video post-event coverage will be featured on fatlace.com. All right, hey, once again, happy Valentine's Day on you. And once again, love is not in the air for Pijo Camacho, who will be facing Jose Ramirez Fight Night Friday at Prebel. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to find out what it's like for Pijo to fight someone he used to train with. That's a goopa. Until then, you keep on shining. Love you. My name's Chris. Adios.
Take on any road with intelligent all-wheel drive. The new Nissan Pathfinder, Rogue, and Armada.
Be
B-I-G-M-A-C. Get it? B-I-G-M-A-C. Oh, you got a fresh fade? Close the big deal today? Got that old school flow. You just came into some dough. Beat the boss. Need that special sauce. Oh, found your keys. Hit some threes. Love melted cheese. Whoa. Juicy, cheesy, iconic Big Mac. Now in 3 sizes, but only for a limited time. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Tourism. It's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Well, I wish I could be like a bird in the sky.
No one likes being stuck. That's why Ford is developing new ways to help you move through life faster, easier, better. Today and tomorrow, we're going further so you can.
With regional headlines, here's KSPN 2 News.
Hafaday Guam, here's what's making news on Sipan.
The swatch of beach in Garapan behind the Grand Vero Hotel will soon be a much cleaner place to swim, according to Jonathan Areola, wastewater branch manager at BECQ.
You'll see less red flag in that area. So it would mean that the discharge will actually be a lot cleaner.
That's because Imperial Pacific International is in the process of installing a system to filter debris.
From actually going out into the lagoon, which will, really improve the water quality that's going out into our lagoon. Right now, there's no system that filters out. So whatever is discharged into the drainage or is collected through our drainage system, it just goes directly out into the lagoon.
He says BECQ is monitoring the project.
We're reviewing the type of system that they're proposing. We're checking the numbers, the calculations, whether the system they're installing is actually going to handle the amount of volume that's going to be discharged through that canal.
The drain used to carry different types of debris into the lagoon.
It means different things mixing up into our drainage, whether, because a lot of our roads, they lead into those drainage. So it's different stuff being mixed.
But Areola says right now the drain is blocked.
There's a sandbar, and what we had the IPI do is install several silt fences as it goes. So those silt fences or those geofabric netting, they kind of do their part in trying to, let's say, filter the sediments prior to it going out. But if you walk through, you'll see at the end that it's just, we call it, it's almost like a big ponding basin.
He says planning of the filtration system began before construction of the casino project.
This last thing the tourists will want to see is a dirty canal discharging right next to the beach where they're doing recreational work. So yep, it's definitely IPI's effort to try and improve the water quality in the Garapan area, and we're happy to see it, and we're happy to really get into it, make sure everything checks out, and for me it's good for the community.
Areola says the project is expected to be completed by March of this year. Then he says they expect to see a lot less red flags in the area.
It could be a place where you can go and swim, have a good time on the beach without worrying of getting a rash, getting sick from possible stuff that are they come with bacteria in the water.
Reporting for KUAM, I'm Lanny Walker.
And before we close out the news tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy 20th birthday, Michaela Sablon, and happy Valentine's Day. From the family, we love you.
Next up, happy birthday to Kaylee Nicole Pinella.
Happy birthday to Christine Roberta Lujan.
Happy birthday to our favorite Valentine. That message coming to Dwayne Tobes.
Happy birthday, Julie Viagagi. Happy birthday, love, your Guam and Hawaii familia.
Josie Maria Aquino, happy 22nd birthday. Joshi, excuse me. Aquino, happy 22nd birthday to you.
Turning 57, happy birthday, Lou Kitchicho.
Valerie Kitchicho, happy 39th birthday to you as well.
And remember, you can be part of that Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include your photo and your name on your birthday so we can celebrate you.
Well, that's going to do it for us here in the news desk, but stay tuned. Lisa is next with the Health, Home, and Lifestyle edition of KUAM News Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. Home and Lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hi there, and welcome to the Health, Home, and Lifestyle edition of KUAM News Extra. I'm Isa Baza, so glad you could join us. Coming up in tonight's show, we introduce you to a couple, Elaine and JP, and tell you about how a couple that trains together stays together. But first, here's this week's health check report with Nurse Jen Artero.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Day, I'm Nurse Jen. It's real. It's happening right here on Guam. It could be your husband, brother, sister, or daughter. It's post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. According to the National Center for PTSD, it's a mental health problem that may develop after experiencing or witnessing a life-threatening event, such as in military combat or deployment. But PTSD can also occur after sexual assault, a traumatic car accident, or any crisis type of event. How would you know if you were suffering from PTSD? The Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW, has developed a 5-point guide to help you identify signs and symptoms associated with PTSD. The most obvious sign is personality changes. Do you or someone you know display sudden or gradual changes in their personality outside of their normal character? Agitation. When someone seems uncharacteristically angry, agitated, or moody, consider PTSD. Another classic PTSD sign is withdrawal. Do you have a friend or family member who's overly isolated or significantly withdrawn from other people or social gatherings? Like the parties over here, but they are all by themselves way over there. Has someone stopped hygiene? Poor hygiene is another indicator of PTSD. Are you or someone you know without history suddenly engaging in risky behaviors? And finally, hopelessness. PTSD includes a person becoming easily overwhelmed or verbalizing hopelessness with everyday situations. How can we help? Therapy. Therapy is the key to coping with PTSD. Therapy can be individualized cognitive, group, or even family therapy, whichever is your preference. Another intervention may be considering medication. An antidepressant such as Prozac, Paxil, Zoloft can all help with serotonin reuptake in your brain to assist with the way you feel. If you think PTSD is occurring with a friend or family member, it's crucial to avoid alcohol and drug abuse because it could evolve into panic or anxiety disorders. The best treatment outcome occurs when the mind is not clouded by alcohol or drug abuse. I'm Nurse Jen reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself. Email me your thoughts or questions to nursejen@kuam.com. See you next week.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Thanks, Nurse Jen. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we introduce you to JP and Elaine from the Core 6 program at Paradise Fitness Center. We're back after this.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Thank you for an amazing year. This 2017, get ready for suspense, romance, drama, action. So bring on the new year. We are ready to capture more moments with you. Happy New Year from GTA.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Ram has won countless awards, including Four-Wheeler Pickup Truck of the Year and Heavy Duty Pickup Truck of Texas 3 years running. We have best-in-class torque and 31,210 pounds towing, along with an exceptionally smooth ride. So, what does all this award-winning engineering add up to? Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
Lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafide, and welcome back to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. I'm here at Paradise Fitness Center in Dedido with Core 6 participants, JP and Elaine, and of course, Coach Greg. So this is these two are a couple here, and they joined the Core 6 program now in week 6. What made you guys first decide to join Core 6?
Originally, it was supposed to be her. And she did join it. And then I was just going to be one of these guys sitting on the side waiting for the other half. And then Coach G, you know, after the first couple days, he asked me to get in and just partner up with Elaine. And since then, haven't stopped. Feels good.
Are you sure?
I'm glad he asked me.
Are you sure you weren't voluntold?
Well,
by Coach Greg.
Yeah, I'm glad he did, because when he asked me, I was on the treadmill and I didn't know how to stop it. So he helped me out. So it worked.
Okay, Elaine. So, you know, we're nearing the end of the program. You guys have been doing this for a while now. What kind of benefits have you seen from the program so far?
Well, health benefits, more energy, eating right. I mean, by Coach G's nutrition class taught us how to make better choices, and now it's like normal to us. So just a healthy lifestyle.
All right, Coach Greg. So you guys, you've seen these two from the beginning. You twisted JP's arm to join the class.
Yeah, he did. Would you say no to the guy?
Wouldn't want to say no to him either. Yeah. But Coach Greg, how? Give us a progress report. How have these guys been doing?
Honestly, you know, the first day what had happened was Elaine, she had never had any experience with the working out or anything. And then you jump into a program like Core 6, it can be kind of intimidating. So for her, the first day she actually had to stop. And I noticed JP was just kind of like sitting out here waiting for her. So the second day, you know, I kind of approached him on the treadmill and was like, hey, why don't you just jump in kind of to be like moral support for her? And, you know, he did. And then after that, he tried to ask me to join the class. But, you know, these two, I actually used to work with them at TSA. So I've seen them just transform, like, not only physically, but even mentally. They send pictures of them meal prepping chicken breasts and stuff like that. So, you know, it's really rewarding to see that kind of development, not only physically, but mentally. And it's also good to see them because they bond together in class. So it makes it a little bit more entertaining to watch and just coach them through it. So.
All right, and you know how every class has that class clown? Well, that's JP. So, it makes it fun having a team atmosphere. Even after being in Core 6 for a while, you can kind of do your own home workouts, but every time you come back to class, it's nice having that group environment. So, JP, what's been the biggest challenge for you so far with Core 6?
Honestly, eating. Learning the exercises, was difficult, but then the eating part, the nutrition, that's really been the hardest. And I guess after week 1 and 2 was a struggle. I couldn't do it. But then as you progress, man, it comes natural. And so for me, it was the eating.
Okay, and this Core 6, of course, is a full-on fitness program, not only working out 3 times a week, but also the nutritional component. So, Elaine, what have you thought about the other aspects of the Core 6 class? Like, we have the group chat, we have get-togethers outside of the class.
Well, we do have a group chat, and it's actually encourages you. Coach G puts nutrition tips on it. Everybody talks about their struggles, and everybody else would give tips on how to battle their struggles. So it's really good.
Were you guys working out before you started this program?
No workout. None at all. Just Core 6, our first time.
So, like Coach G mentioned, the first class, you were I know the first class really shocks your body, and you kind of have to pause for a second. How does that compare to what you're doing now in the classes?
Well, I see and I feel the improvement. The first class, I mean, 40 minutes and I was out at the parking lot trying to catch my breath. And he was in here thinking I was in class, but I was actually outside. But it's a really big difference from week 1 or day 1 and where we're at now. I mean, we do it on our off days. So it's good.
Okay, so we do now. We're towards the end of the class. We start alternating. The first part of the class, you're laying the foundation, learning the foundational moves. Then now we're alternating leg day, arm day. So today was leg day. Any favorite moves from leg day? Anything that's hardest for you?
Oh man, I love them all. Did you hear that, Coach Des? I love them all. But no, they all work the same. That duck walk is killer. I thought we were actually going to go have duck, but man, the duck walk was my favorite, actually.
I have to say, the duck walk is my least favorite.
It's challenging, that's why. So you got to love anything that's challenging.
All right, so, you guys doing really well in this program. And like you said, started out, you didn't have any experience. Any advice for other people who may be thinking about making a lifestyle change and jumping into the next Core 6 program, which I think is coming up soon? Any advice?
Man, if you want to get tested, Coach Des, Coach G, this is the program. Core 6 is the one to get tested. You want to get tested physically, mentally. It's here. This is this program, and it's got me sold.
All right, and of course, Coach Greg, as the program wraps up, another big component of this is that it takes your data. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how that plays into the program?
So in the beginning, of course, we do our initial assessment where we take measurements and all your biometric data. And then after the 6 weeks, you kind of see the changes visually, us as coaches, and I'm sure as the participants, but it just helps solidify to show you exactly how far you've come. Because sometimes on the scale, it might not change much and you get a little bit discouraged, but when you see the inches lost or like the inches gained on your glutes or your legs or whatever, that kind of helps let you know like there is something happening. It's not just coming in here to sweat and get beaten up by us, but that just kind of helps solidify everything.
Definitely. I know my first program throughout the class, I only lost the first Core 6 program. I only lost 5 pounds, but I noticed big differences as far as my body composition and everything. So you guys are going to find that, of course, out this Saturday. We'll have more on Core 6, of course, after the break. Stay tuned. We're back after this.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I have the one just for you.
We're increasing the amount of 4G LTE data on our new rate plans, giving people more of what they want to do more of the things they want.
So what do you think?
Nice.
Only Pizza Hut lets you surround your favorite pizza with greatness. Get the one and only stuffed crust pizza for just $18.99 with one topping. At that price, it's irresistible. Get yours today, only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Your love is like a fireplace. Your warm, sweet embrace. I want to see your face again. Your love is like a fireplace. Your warm, sweet embrace. I want to see your face again. 'Cause I'm caught up in the current of your love. And as you walk along the beach alone, to escape the wild stone, amplified by the musical tone, supplied by the John Dang Show. Supplied by the John Dang Show. Rockin' steady, I'm gonna put it on you. Are you ready? Caught up in the current of your love.
Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafide, and welcome back to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. I'm here at Paradise Fitness Center in Dedito with, of course, Chris Barnett and Coach Des from Core 6. All right, so we just wrapped up another Core 6 class here at Dedito Paradise Fitness Center. We're in the final stretch. So Des, tell us how the program is going so far.
So far, the program is going really, really well. Like you mentioned, we're in the last week, so intensity levels are really, really high. This is probably the hardest they have worked so far since the beginning. But everyone is showing a lot of progress, and there's been a tremendous amount of transformation so far.
All right, and you know, this is the first time Coach Des has gone through the entire workout with us from beginning to end, and she was actually sweating. I'm like, for real, or was she just joking around? Was it hard for you?
No, honestly, it really was. As I was saying earlier, you know, of course, I work out daily, like maybe 5 to 6 times a week. So I consider myself in shape, but Core 6 is a different type of workout. You know, we do incorporate weights, but we kind of fit in all elements of fitness. So there's strength training, but there's also endurance. And I'm not used to training at a fast pace like that. So this is the first time that I've worked out like from the warm up to the workout itself and to the finisher with the group. And I was definitely challenged, despite what Chris may think. I was definitely challenged.
How was the class for you, Chris?
It was good, but I gotta say, Coach Des was in there like, "Oh, this is so hard." Oh, woo! No, I mean it's a grind, and I took the last couple weeks off to focus more on the half marathon training. But I just wanted to come back and get a little strength training in, because I find that having taken the Core 6 class, it really did increase my stamina endurance out there on the long runs, and it was great to get back in class. Unfortunately, I came back on a lower body day, which was just insane. My legs are absolutely dead, but it's always a rewarding workout, especially when the coaches, I mean, most of the time they're busy going around correcting form and giving you pointers and stuff, but when, Coach Des or Coach Greg get down there in the trenches and sweat with you, it always makes it that much more worthwhile.
Okay, and I just wanted to say, Chris and I did the Core 6 program last year. We also did Core 4. We've also been doing Core 6 the second round, but I just want to share a little bit about my experience. Of course, they take your biometric data, and after the first 6 weeks, I lost 5 pounds, and I also lost like 3 inches on my waist. All my clothes fit so much better, so it was a big difference. But still, I was like, oh, there were still some clothes I couldn't really fit. So we went into Core 4, and then I was doing better. I could really notice the difference. I was getting a lot stronger. Also, I can do a lot of push-ups now. But now with this Core 6 program, we've been continuing. And I think the great thing about this program is you learn habits. You learn habits. So we're used to working out. We don't want to miss a workout. We're used to eating better. And so just last week, I had this blue dress that I haven't been able to fit for over a year, and I could finally fit it. I wore it on Friday. I was so happy. Yay. So it just takes time. It's not going to happen overnight, but you know, this program is so great. Thanks, Coach Des. So, you know, another program is coming up, and this is the more advanced program. So Core 6 is for everyone, all fitness levels, but Core 4 is a little bit more advanced. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so, you know, we kind of just created Core 4 on a whim just because after Core 6, or not even, it was probably like the third or fourth week into a previous Core 6, everyone was kind of like getting anxiety already, like, what are we going to do after Core 6 ends? So we thought, you know, why not create an advanced Core 4 program? So, of course, it's a 4-week program, and it's Core 6, but for the advanced. So it's mainly for people who have taken Core 6 before, so they have that foundation already. They know, you know, how to execute the foundation exercises properly. But it's also for people who not necessarily were in Core 6, but who have exercise experience. So we just can't emphasize enough that it is an advanced program. So what we pretty much did with Core 4 is we took the first 2 weeks out of Core 6 of it, you know, because the first 2 weeks is when we really take our time and implement proper form and, you know, kind of not so much babysit, but, you know, hold everyone's hand to make sure everyone's doing it properly and, you know, staying away from injury. So it is open to the public, not just for existing Core 6 members, but you know, you do kind of need to know how to perform a proper squat and do a push-up, just so we can jump right into the grind.
Okay, so you have to have a little bit of athletic background. Is there a discount for people who are already Paradise members?
There's a flat rate for Core 4. Anyone who's interested could just call the facility, the Derrida, Agana, or now the Tumon facility to get more information. But it does start next week. So if you want to get in or you know anyone who's interested, this week would be the final week to get in.
Okay, and I think that's a great option, especially I know there's a lot of athletes that are currently training, a lot of upcoming races and events, so it's a great program to jump on. All right, anything else you'd like to add, Chris?
No, Core 4 is pretty real too. It's a great program. It's a good bumper program to jump into. And, you know, Core 6, again, this is a great program, especially if you're trying to take those first steps on a fitness journey. And, you know, just keep watching to find out when the next Core 6 is coming up. Because I know that after Core 4, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to do Core 6 again, right, Coach?
Yes, we are. It's, you know, it's a program that's in demand, and, you know, there's a lot of requests for it. There's already people kind of calling about the next Core 6, and, you know, we're not even done yet. So there will be, but like Chris said, you know, stay tuned. It'll be announced very soon.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Well, stay tuned. We'll have more health, home, and lifestyle after the break.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing,